Alright, so the last thing that I would like to go over for speedrunning, and trying to keep it brief, are skills and augments. This is assuming you are using a strider to go as fast as possible, and the skills are relatively straightforward. For the daggers, we will use Cutting Wind, Skull Splitter, Instant Reset. For the bow, we will use Fivefold Flurry, Pentad Shot, and Mighty Bend. My augments are very specific to doing the speedrun, and these you can play around with yourself to try and make things a little more comfortable. Obviously, I have Vehemence and Clout because of the boost to strength, as well as Autonomy because for most of the run I don't have a pawn. Precision is a specific skill I like using just because it makes Fivefold a little easier to land on the cockatrice for me, as well as shooting the captain in the Shadow Fort. Proficiency just reduces physical weapon stamina consumption, and Conveyance makes it so I move a little faster while holding the Duke and the Goblin for Griffin's Bane. The main reason I use Cutting Wind is because we use a dagger wristband that boosts it to Shearing Wind, as well as using the strongest equipment we can use, which is Bitter Black level 3 gear, obviously Gold Forge, to try and emphasize the one-shots. Cutting Wind can actually be reset and helps you to move faster than just regularly sprinting, especially when you are overburdened. You can use Instant Reset to cancel it before you swing, and it lets you traverse at a greater speed than you would normally be able to do. Skull Splitter is just there for the Everfall to exploit the fact that you take no damage if you use it from a great height, and you are grounded when you use it. Fivefold is obviously for the Cockatrice, the Griffin, and the Chimera in the not the Shadow Fort, my goodness. I'm going to let that stay in, but the Chimera in the Great Wall. Pentad Shot is for the Liches, provided they don't move. It has a pattern that you can learn and one-shot both of them with blast arrows. Mighty Bend is just there, and it realistically never gets used. Instant Reset, again, is arguably one of the best skills in the game. You can interact with something and instant reset to get out of the animation. So, say you're opening a door or a chest and you just want to skip the animation you're locked in. Let's see if I can get an example here real quick. So, we're going to open this chest and reset out of the animation and not have to wait for the recovery on it. You can use this when you're getting hit, you can use it on Shearing Wind, and it's used at the end of the Everfall when your Skull Splitter lands to shorten the animation. But other than that, there's really not too much else I can go over for the speedrun. Just try to use the strongest gear that you have, and hopefully you are able to purify a dagger wristband from Bitter Black. If you cannot, the alternative is to use the skill Mad Dash. It also works in a similar vein to Shearing Wind and is a lot safer to use because it won't automatically hit someone or target track to them. And if you're using any other vocation, just use whatever you are comfortable with. But that's all there is to it, so thank you everyone who has given this a view and who has stuck around to listen to me ramble and give the best advice that I can.